everybody, welcome back to another shelf in the Dice Tower Library. Today is shelf 17C as we continue on our very thematic shelf of Ameritrash style games, which means a couple things. One, some people are very excited about playing these, and two, they don't get played as often as you might think. So we'll start with the first one here is Big Trouble in Little China, which I still have not played this game yet. This is from Everything Epic. They make giant games. This is one of them. I know that several people I've talked to said they really enjoy this. I like the movie a lot. I just haven't seen this one get played. I don't know if it's long for this world. Merchants and Marauders, I've heard rumors of a reprint of this. This one from Z-Man Game. Now, this is not necessarily, it's weird because this one's also half Euro game. You can be a pirate in this game or you can be a merchant, as evidenced by the name. I think there's a little bit too much downtime in the game. I like it a lot other than that downtime. So hopefully a redone version would fix that at some point. Cry Havoc. I really like this game. It has a Blood Rage feel from Ignacy Trzewiczek and Portal Games. This one has not, well, Ignacy's not the designer, but the Portal Games is the production company. This one has not aged as well for me. I don't know why. I think maybe because it's too esoteric. It's a lot of teaching to do, especially if you're playing with the factions, because each faction has a very different feel to it. But it is neat. It's staying. Rise of Moloch. This one may or may not stay. It all depends on, I don't know, just how much people play it in the library. Kind of another mixed genre type game with a darker theme in it. Then we have Firefly the game. I don't particularly care for Firefly. I think it's a very slow trading game, but I know people really enjoy this one. The idea of, flying around and being a trader is a lot of fun. Then we have Spartacus, Blood and Sand. Now, Spartacus is a game that's based on the short series, or it's 4 seasons series. All kinds of insanity happens in that series. This just concentrates on the gladiators and bidding on them. There's a bit of take that cards. I think the gladiator fighting is a little uninteresting, unfortunately, but there's a lot of cool aspects to the game, and I know some people love it. Then we have Risk 2210. You want to come to a Dice Tower convention, meet some friends, and immediately become enemies? This is the game that you want to play. This is Risk. There's a lot of good things about it, but there's a lot of anger in that box. You open it, you release the demon. Then we have next, Tyrants of the Underdark. So Tyrants of the Underdark here is it's a deck building area control game. It doesn't have as much to do with Dungeons and Dragons as you might think. It's a solid game. This one has not got a ton of love, but there are some people who really do enjoy it, and you should check it out if you get a chance. Even if you're not a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, and if you just like deck building and area control, you'll enjoy it. Then we have Nexus Ops. Nexus Ops, great, short, light, troops on a map, monsters on a map style game. I have I think this is the non-CMON version here. I like the translucent figures. I like the going in, and I like the fact that the game forces you to attack. This game kind of meets a genre that very few games do. Sometimes you just want to run troops around, collect resources, and fight each other. This game allows you to do so and holds up years later. Then we have Kaosball. Kaosball, a 2-player football-style game. There's a lot of these, obviously, but this one's more about the fighting than it is about the game. And you can play this one 4-player. I said 2-player, but it can go up to 4, and it has a bit of cosmic encounter, has a bit of chaos, well, thus the name. There's tons of teams, but I actually took most of those teams out of the library because they really only have minor differences, and they were there just so that CMON would have a bunch of stretch goals when they made the game. Rivet Wars. This is a pretty cool 2-player game that is a sort of World War I, but more chibi World War I, except that your guys look a little weird. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's a fun little miniature game that has a lot of cool, your stuff dies, you can bring it back again. There's a lot of interesting ideas in it, but this never really took off. And then Deep Rising, or Deep Waters, or what is that game? Well, Deep something. Deep Madness. There you go. You can tell I've played this one. I know that this is another dungeon crawly style game with a lot of horror overtypes. I think Z's played it and enjoyed it, so I put it in the library. So these are all the games on this shelf. Now this is not one that I'm like, ooh, tons of my favorites. It's a tough call here because it's between Cry Havoc and Nexus Ops. But if you had to say play one right now, I would probably pick Nexus Ops, I think, even though I do like Cry Havoc. So that would be my pick for my favorite on the shelf. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been looking at another shelf in the Dice Tower Library.